Mona Lisa mystery. Between the years 1503 and 1506, the Italian artist Leonardo da Vinci worked on a painting that would become one of the most famous paintings in the world. It is called the Mona Lisa. Until recently, there were few certain facts about the woman in the painting or about her life. Her real identity has remained unproved. Many people thought that she lived in the town of Florence, Italy, where Leonardo also lived. Others believed that he painted it by copying the parts of several different people. Some people even thought that the artist just imagined her in his mind. New evidence supports the long-held belief that she was a real person and her name was Lisa. The evidence also shows that both Lisa's family and her husband, a wealthy silk merchant in Florence, knew Leonardo's father. The small paintings was been hanging in the Louvre Museum in Paris, France for over 2,200 years. Every day, visitors came to stare at her mystery smile in her eyes, trying to imagine that she was thinking about as she paused. Artists looked closely to the special skills Leonardo used to make her hands look so natural. How did he create the shadowy background behind her? But in 1911, the other mysteries about the Mona Lisa was created. One day, the painting disappeared and didn't come back for over 2 years. On August 22, 1911, an artist named Louis came to the Louvre Museum to study the copy of Mona Lisa, as artists and students were allowed to do it. It was a Tuesday, which is important because one Monday the museum was closed. Louis entered the room where the Mona Lisa was always hung, but the paintings wasn't there. Had someone moved it? He waited for a while. Then he asked a guard to please go and asked about it. When the guard came back, he had very bad news. The Mona Lisa has missing. The police were called. They searched every room. Soon they had clue number 1. The Mona Lisa wooden frame was found near the stairs. The police questioned every person who worked at the museum. They felt sure that the thief had occurred on Monday when the museum the Mona Lisa wooden frame. The police questioned every person who worked at the museum. They felt sure that the theft had occurred on Monday when the museum has closed. They guessed that the thief has been a museum laborer, or had he just dressed as one so no one would notice him. They thought that When the guards was away, the thief simply had taken the paintings off the wall. He carried it to the stairs. When he took off the painting's heavy frame, the Mona Lisa is painted on a piece of wood so it couldn't be rolled up. He had put the paintings under his work shirt and gone down the stairs. The door was locked. He knew how to take off the lock, so he did. Then he walked outside and was gone. The museum closed for a week. The police talked with everyone they could think of. They closed all the border crossing in and out of France. Fingerprint experts arrived. They fingerprinted people from all over the city and put the fingerprints on file. Every day, people waited to hear what the police had learned. When the museum opened again, people came to stare at the empty space where the Mona Lisa has hung for 100 years. They just couldn't believe that the Mona Lisa was gone. Then the police found clue number 2. The clue number 2 was a thumbprint. It was on the glass of the frame that they found by the stairs. The experts compared the thumbprint on the glass to the thumbprints they had in the file. Would one match? Would this print solve the crime? Everyone waited for the fingerprint result, but there was a big problem. The thumbprint on the glass was from the thief's left hand. The fingerprint experts had taken prints from people's right hand. They couldn't match the right hand prints in the file to the thief's left thumbprint. Everyone was upset. Now what they knew to do. No one knew that to do. For the next 2 years, people called the police almost every day. Everyone had a new theory about what had happened to the Mona Lisa or where it was, but there were no clues. The Mona Lisa seemed to have vanished. Then came clue number 3, but perhaps it shouldn't be called a clue at all, because it was the thief himself who told the police about his motive for taking the paintings. The famous painter of the Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci, was Italian. Leonardo had painted the Mona Lisa in Italy, but the painting had been hanging in a museum in France for years. Can you guess the thief's motive? 2 years after the theft, on December 10, 1913, a man named Vincenzo walked into an antique store in Florence, Italy. "I have the Mona Lisa," he said. The owner of the antique store called the director of a museum in Florence. They both went with Vincenzo to his hotel room. Vincenzo opened a trunk and removed a false bottom. There was Leonardo's Mona Lisa. Vincenzo admitted to stealing it. He had been a laborer at the museum. He saw the Mona Lisa every day. He was sad that it was a museum in France. His motive for taking it, he said, was to return the Mona Lisa to Italy, where he believed it truly belonged. Safely back in Paris, the paintings was examined by experts. They wanted to be sure that this was the real paintings and not a forgery. X-rays and photographs were made. Was this the same print and varnish used in other Leonardo paintings? What about the words on which is paint? How old was it? The painting was indeed Leonardo's masterpiece. The Mona Lisa was returned to a special place in the Louvre Museum. It still hangs there in the Louvre Museum. It still hangs there today, and it's seen by over 14,000 people a day. After only 7 months, Vincenzo left jail to tears. He was celebrating. People sent him wines and flowers. He married, and then the man who had said that he hated France removed his family back there. Vincenzo Pergia opened a successful paint and varnish store in a small French town. Then he lived a quiet and uneventful life until he died in 1925.
Good job! You passed. Now, click on the high score. Awesome. You are so close to a perfect score. What? No way. You got a perfect score?